Hello everyone, what is going on? My name is M1K3 and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about aiming and more specifically, why improving aim is so incredibly difficult in Fortnite. Aiming is unarguably one of the largest factors that separates someone good from someone great. And in this video, I'll give you some insight on what you can do to go from the average level to becoming a top tier aimer. With that said, if you enjoy the content, consider subscribing as 54.5% of you guys watching are not already subscribed, and destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithm. With that said, let's get into today's episode. The first reason behind why your aim isn't where it should be, even if you've been playing for a long time, is because you tense your arm. This is the most common mistake pretty much every Fortnite player makes, and this is severely affecting your aim in a negative way. And now you guys might be thinking, but Marin, how does simply tensing my arm affect my aim in a negative way? Well, let me explain. First and foremost, tensing your arm will never ever in a million years be as consistent as having a loose, smooth, and controlled grip when aiming. Why? Well, because you can't control the exact amount of tensity you put on your mouse every time you get on to play. However, if you have smooth and controlled mouse movements and a relatively light grip, instead of tense and flicky mouse movements, you'll more easily be able to consistently develop better aim over a shorter amount of time. Realistically, if you tense when you're playing Fortnite, you'll practice your aim completely differently on a day-to-day basis. Secondly, tensing your arm when aiming will make the risk of getting wrist injuries 100 times bigger, compared to if you have a consistent loose and smooth grip. Just a few months ago, before getting to know a little bit more about Aimer7, arguably the best aim coach in Fortnite, I was tensing my arm so hard and I would choke easy fights multiple times a day because of how hard I held my mouse. I had my opponent down to 1 HP and I had a massive health advantage, but I would tense my arm so much that I would completely choke the fight. The last thing I want to say about tensing your arm is that on extremely long ranges, a little bit of tensity is completely fine. That is because you don't need that smooth, consistent, and reliable aim on these long distances like you do when you're in a box with somebody. Shortly summarized, have a smooth, light, and controlled grip on your mouse. This will allow you to choke way less when playing, and you'll be able to much easier develop your aim because of this change. The second reason behind why your aim isn't as good as it can be is because you're not a completely calm player. And a lot of people watching right now are probably thinking, what is a completely calm player? In Fortnite, there is a lot of stress involved, much more so than in other FPS games. This is because Fortnite is a battle royale with 99 other opponents. What I've witnessed multiple times when VOD reviewing both myself and others is that when you're facing somebody off in a 50-50 shotgun aim duel, you shoot to shoot the first shot and not to hit the hardest possible shot, damage-wise. And let me explain that a bit further. A lot of people click their mouse button before they're even sure that they're going to hit the opponent. The reason behind this is a lack of trigger discipline and panic. Guys, there is no excuse for doing 24 damage. It isn't because the tag is bad or that the game is badly designed. It's simply put because you missed your shot. And the sooner you realize that and the fact that you can take your time when in an aim duel, the sooner you'll be able to pop off in Fortnite competition. The third thing I want to talk about in today's episode is sensitivity and gear. And guys, you know I like being completely honest, and truthfully, what sensitivity and gear you use doesn't really matter as much as you might believe. However, if somebody were to tell you that having a good mouse compared to a bad one doesn't matter at all, then that would obviously be completely wrong. You do need a certain level of equipment to have good aim. But if you see a final mouse ad that says you'll turn into a god with their products, then that's simply just not true. Luckily for both you and me, there are a lot of cheap and insanely good products out there for gaming. A $15 mouse now in 2021 probably has the same potential to make you a pro player as a $100 mouse because of the current level of technology and competition within the gaming gear market is so incredibly high. If you are looking for a mouse to buy, I would highly recommend checking out the YouTube channel Rocket Jump Ninja. The link to his YouTube channel will be in the description below. When it comes to your sensitivity, I would strongly recommend checking out my new sensitivity video video that's on my channel. The next thing that's crucial to understand to develop top tier aim in Fortnite is that aiming doesn't only come down to pointing and shooting. There are hundreds of factors that play in on whether you have good or bad aim. Things like crosshair placement, movement, mechanics, awareness, and mouse control, to name a few. So in reality, to get good aim in Fortnite, you can't just spend 8 hours in Kovacs FPS aim trainer every day. You actually have to practice playing the game in stressful scenarios like in customs or tournaments, and focus on having smooth and controlled mouse movements where you don't tense your arm. The fifth and final tip for today's episode is a crucial one, and it is simply warming up properly. And I already know I'm going to get a lot of comments saying, Marin, why didn't you include playing aim duels, Kovacs, or aim lab? And the reason behind me not including playing aim duels and Kovacs in today's episode was simply because I wanted this video to be reasons people struggle with aiming, rather than how to directly improve at it. I hope that was somewhat understandable, because I know for me personally, I've never struggled with finding ways of improving my aim, but I've never found a video on common mistakes when it comes to aiming, and I really wanted to fill that gap in today's video, and I really hope you guys learned something from all of the tips I've given out today. But yeah, warming up. Warming up properly is something you undoubtedly should do every time before you get on to play, to give yourself the best possible terms of improvement when playing. In addition to that, you're also going to find yourself way more both consistent and confident when you've warmed up properly. In the near future, I hope to make a new warm-up routine video, because the new warm-up routine I have is so simple, yet so effective. With all of that said, I think it's time to conclude today's episode. The main reason a lot of people struggle with aiming is firstly because they don't practice it enough, and secondly because most people tense their arm way too much. And this can cause them to severely choke shotgun battles and will also have a negative effect on your consistency long term. Guys, do me a favor and practice playing without tensing your arm today, and I can guarantee that you will have better aim and better results in the coming weeks. Another major reason behind why a lot of people struggle with hitting their shots is because they're super stressed out when it comes to playing Fortnite. And this is totally human, but learning to control your emotions is a must if you want to achieve that top tier aim. Your goal should be to be confident enough in your aim to win any 50-50 shotgun battle. Moving on, we touched upon how overrated sensitivity and gear actually was, and came to the conclusion that it doesn't matter as much as people think. And of course, guys, remember, we're playing Fortnite, not CSGO. Fortnite is so much more than point and shoot. We need the best movement, mechanics, and crosshair placement we can get. And to top it all off and become the best possible aimers we can be, we have to take some time to properly warm up. That's going to be wraps for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you've made it this far, I honestly appreciate you so much. Thank you for supporting my grind. It literally means the world to me. My name has been Marin at TM. Stay safe and take care.
She know me, she'll know me.